Good afternoon, everybody. Today, let us continue with the next topic in the first unit, that is the significance and the role of the financial services. So, what is the significance or the importance of the financial services? As we know that financial services can also be called as the financial intermediation. It is a process wherein the funds are mobilized from the very large number of savers and provided to those who are in need of that, particularly the corporate customers. Services are widely used by the people in all the aspects of their life. So, people cannot survive without service. It may be either entertainment, it may be either transportation, finance, education, insurance, etc. So, in all the aspects, we need the service. So, in order to facilitate the normalization process of the economy, the financial services has gained the momentum. So, the importance of the financial services to the various stakeholders, it means financial service benefits are provided to the companies, to the investors, society and economy, and also the benefits to the service providers. Now let us understand what are the benefits of the financial services to the companies. So, financial services are beneficial to the companies in various ways. That is, firstly, it is helping in floating the new companies with ready-made solution to corporate problems. It is helping in floating the new companies, to establish the new companies with ready-made solution to corporate problems. Secondly, it is easy to get the funds through the mutual funds, merchant bankers, underwriters, etc. Then it will also provide experts advisory services through corporate counseling so that companies can maintain discipline in the organization, or they can maintain the discipline. Then another benefit to the companies is that rating facilitates direct approach to the investors and funds mobilization. Rating facilitates. Then rating by reputed credit rating institution will help to increase the reputation of a company. Then the foreign direct investment is made easy. Then mergers and acquisitions will help to grow bigger and enjoy economies of large scale business. So in this way, many benefits are provided to the companies. Similarly, benefits are also provided to the service providers. So what are So what are the benefits to the service providers? A wide open avenue to add to their business. First one is a wide open avenue to add to their business. Secondly, financial performance can be improved. Thirdly, they can also establish links with the international services providers. Fourthly, an opportunity to capitalize the avenues of capital market. So in this way, many benefits are provided to the service providers. Similarly, many benefits are there to the investors, to the society and to the economy all together. First one is investors will have variety of investment options. They can make investment, where to make the investment, variety of investment options, instruments and sectors. Then secondly, investors are relieved from investment risk. They are relieved from the investment risk. Then the society will enjoy the fruits of flourishing company. So to the society it is benefited that society will enjoy the fruits of the flourishing company. Then standard of living of people can be increased because entry of the multinational companies, because multinational companies will provide improvised goods and services. Then economy can raise up to the level of global competition. Then another benefit is that the liquidity of the investment increases. So there are many benefits here to the investors, to the society and to the economy. Another one more important point is that foreign collaboration will reduce cross-border hindrance. So since the companies are making foreign collaboration, so it will reduce the cross-border hindrance and it will ensure the world peace. So in this way, many advantages are or benefits are provided to the companies, to the service providers, to the investors, to the society and to the economy. Now coming to the next part, that is the role of the financial services in the economic development. So there are financial services is playing a very dominant role or an important role. So let us see what is the role of this financial service in the economic development. First one is saving investment relationship. So when we come to this saving investment relationship, so if a country wants to obtain a economic development, then it has to make more investment and more production. So this can happen only when there is a facility for saving. So financial institutions, they are playing this major role. They are helping in saving and they are helping in making the investment. So how they are doing that? They are allowing the depositors to invest the money in the various deposits. So investors can deposit in the fixed deposit or they can make investment in the recurring deposit, and they are offering very attractive interest rates. More interests are being provided. So these savings later on they are channelized by the banks and they are being provided to the business entities in the form of the credit, and these are used or involved in the production and the distribution. So therefore, saving investment relationship. Second is growth of the capital market. So business entities require capital. So they require capital for the purpose of funding the activities and for the purpose of the production. So there are two capitals. One is the fixed capital and another one is the working capital. So business entities, they use the financial system here to raise the funds, that is both for the purpose of the short term as well as for the long term requirements of the companies. Then third one is government securities market. Financial system enables the government to raise the funds. That is, it is helping them to borrow at a lower rate of interest. So government can raise the funds from the public and it is helping them to borrow at a lower rate of interest. So both the central and the state government, they can raise both the short term and the long term funds from the government security market so that they can finance the capital requirement by issuing bonds and bills. Similarly, government can also borrow money from the money market, that is by issuing the treasury bills. So in this way, government can borrow the money from the different markets, either in the capital market or either in the money market. Then fourth one is the infrastructure and growth. So financial infrastructure has a strong bearing on the economic development, because financial system plays a crucial role by providing funds for the growth of the infrastructure and industry. So it is providing more and more funds for the growth of the infrastructure, not only for the growth of the infrastructure but for the growth of the industry. The financial market, it will provide mechanism for trade in financial assets through financial intermediaries by serving as a link between the savers and the investors. Then development of trade. Fifth point is development of trade. Financial system, it will help in the development of both the domestic as well as the foreign trade. It is not only helping in the development of the domestic and the foreign trade, but also in the growth of the industry and commerce. So financial institutions, they will provide funds to the traders through the financial market, not only through the financial market but also through the capital market, which we have discussed in the previous point. So financial system, it will facilitate the exchange of documents between the sellers and the buyers through the banks. They need not meet the buyer, seller need not meet the buyer, and this transaction will help for the economic growth that is very fast. And the sixth one is employment growth. Financial system, it will help to generate more employment opportunities. It will provide funds to the growing houses and industries, which in turn it will increase the production. When production increases, automatically employment opportunities will increase both in the organized as well as in the unorganized sector. The next one is venture capital. Startups have shown a very big time in India in the initial stage. Security funds for growth is one of the challenge faced by the startups. So when the company is newly started, venture means new company. So funds are not provided. It is one of a challenge that is faced by the startup. So why that is? Because the reason is lack of venture capital in India. Nobody is ready to make investment in the new companies. Economic development of the country will be faster when more business ventures are funded and when they are promoted. So here capital deficit can be solved when more financial institutions contribute a part of their funds for promotion of the venture capital. And the next one is ensures balanced growth. So economic development of the country will require balanced growth, and this balanced growth can be attained by propelling growth in all the sectors simultaneously. It may be agricultural sector or industrial sector, etc. So simultaneously, it can be attained simultaneously, and financial system, it is helping to channelize the available funds, thus leading to production use of the money by distributing it in such a manner that there is a balanced growth in the industrial sector, in the agricultural sector, as well as in the service sector. Next one is fiscal discipline and control of economy. So though the financial system government, it can create a congenial business atmosphere, neither too much inflation or neither too much depression. Congenial atmosphere means neither too much inflation nor depression. So for this purpose, industries should be given suitable protection. So how? That is through financial system, so that credit requirement will be met even during their difficult period. Government can also regulate the financial system through some suitable legislation, so that unwanted or speculative transactions could be avoided. Then the next one is balanced regional development. So that is through the financial system, backward areas could be developed. That is by providing various concessions. Backward area can be developed by providing various concessions. So this will ensure balanced development throughout the country, and it will also minimize or mitigate political or any other kind of disturbance in the country. Backward areas, if they are developed, then automatically there will be less political or any other kind of disturbance in the country. Then the last one is attracting foreign capital. Financial system will promote capital market. That is dynamic capital market. It is capable of attracting funds both from the domestic as well as from the abroad. So when there is more capital, so more investment. When there is more investment, it will expand and there will be speed up of economic development of the country. So in this way, so these are some of the points wherein you can explain the role of the financial services in the economic development of the country. So when we go to the recap, so today we have understood what is the significance of the financial services to the various stakeholders, that is to the companies, to the service providers, to the investors, to the society, and to the economy. And finally, the role of the financial services in the economic development. So in this way we have understood the significance and the role of the financial services. I hope all of you understood this. So 10 marks question may be asked there. Briefly explain the significance and the role of the financial services. So we'll meet once again in the next session. Thank you. called as the financial services. All kinds of services which are of Hmm?